Hey, are you alright in there? I can hear you from out here, and I've got the volume pretty high up. Really? Well, that sounds like fun time. Sorry, I interrupted. Yeah, well, if you're fine, I'll be out here watching my movies. Good night. Excuse me? Oh, would you like me to come in? Okay. Sorry, I know I should have knocked on the door. Had you called me in sooner, I would have brought snacks in. What happened? Are you alright? You're all curled up in a corner on the bed, and it looks like you're 5 seconds away from crying. Don't say that you're fine. Clearly you aren't. You're my friend. Of course I'm going to be worried about you. So, what's on your mind? You know you could talk to me, right? I'm not just going to walk away from here and just leave you like this. It wouldn't be right. I get it. You feel homesick. That's a really painful and unyielding feeling, isn't it? I didn't know that is what was bothering you. I understand, missing the people back home. I miss my family too. But I take comfort in knowing that they're waiting for me when I get back. Though it feels like a long time and it hurts. I'll be happy to see them again, you know? Well, I guess that's a painful thing to think about. You know what? I got an idea. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. It'll be 10 seconds. 11 tops. Where is it? Somewhere or something? Come on. Where is it? Aha! Okay, I'm back. And take a look at this. I want to try something with you. Okay, don't laugh. I get it. Okay, I just want to try something, alright? Yes, it's a kid's book. What about it? Oh, it's too childish for me. Please, trust me on this, okay? Don't knock it just yet. I read these things all the time, like when I was having a panic attack. Or getting overwhelmed with life in general. It's a nice, calming thing, and to make it better, the books are cheap. Alright, to start, we'll be reading Rapunzel. How do you think? I think it'll be interesting. Chapter 1. The Carpenter and His Wife. Once upon a time, there lived a carpenter and his wife. More than anything, they wanted a child of their own. At long last, their wish came true. The wife was going to have a baby. From the second-floor window of their small little house, the wife could see into the garden next door. Such fine fresh rows of plants and flowers there were. But no dared do they go over the garden wall to see them up close, for the garden belonged to a witch. One day the wife was looking down in the garden from her window. How fresh looking they were, those big green heads of lettuce. "It is just what I need to eat," said the wife to her husband. "You must go and get some." "But we cannot," said the carpenter. "You know as well as I do that the garden belongs to the witch who lives next door." "If I cannot have the lettuce," said the wife, "I will not eat anything at all. I will die." What could the carpenter do? Late at night, he climbed over the wall. With very quiet steps, he took one green head of lettuce, With more quiet steps, he went back over the garden wall. His wife ate up the lettuce right away, but eating the lettuce only made her want more. If she could not have more lettuce, she said, there was nothing she would eat at all. So the next night, the carpenter, back over the garden wall, he picked up one more head of lettuce. All at once came a high, loud voice. "Stop! What do you think you're doing?" I am getting lettuce for my wife," said the carpenter. "You thief!" yelled the witch. "You will pay for this. Please! My wife is going to have a baby. She saw your lettuce and wanted it so very much." "Why should I care about that?" shouted the witch. "I will do anything," said the carpenter. He thought, maybe I could build her something. "You say you will do anything?" said the witch. "Yes," he said. "Fine," said the witch. "Here's the deal. Go ahead. Take all the lettuce you want. Your wife will have a baby girl. And when she does, the baby will be mine." "What?" said the carpenter. "I would never agree to that." "You already did," said the witch. And she laughed an evil laugh. So, what do you think of it so far? I guess it's a little short and dramatic, but what can you get? It is a fairy tale after all. Oh, and it's alright to Chapter 2, The Tower. Still doing alright? Feel a little better? That's good. Okay, so back to the story. Chapter 2. Oh, right. I already said that. Soon the wife had a baby girl, just as the witch said. Yes, I know, it's going straight to the baby part. Go figure, right? Oh well, right, keep going with the story. To keep the baby safe from the witch, the carpenter built a tall tower deep in the woods. He built stairs that led up to the room at the very top, a room with one window. He said his wife took turns staying with the baby, but the witch had a magic ball. The ball showed her just where the baby was. Well, that seems classic. One day, when the carpenter and his wife were both in the house, she cast a spell over both of them. They fell into a deep, deep sleep. And at once, the witch went to the tower. At the top room, the witch said to the baby, "I will call you Rapunzel, for that is the name of the lettuce that brought you to me. Now, Rapunzel, you are mine." But the witch did not know how to take care of a baby. Typical, I suppose. You want me to continue? Alright. Rapunzel grew into a child, which is a good thing, I guess, for the witch that didn't know how to take care of a baby. Rapunzel grew into a child, as children actually do, for the most part, and the witch did not even know how to cut her hair. What did the witch do? Like, not cut her hair? Is her hair long? Oh, okay. Alright, I'm sorry. Where was I? Oh yeah, cut her hair. She didn't know how to cut her hair. Right, gotcha. The girl's blonde hair grew longer and longer every day. All the witch could do was keep the child locked in the room at the very top of the tower. She told the girl that the world was a very bad place. Not too far off, I guess, at times. Sorry. That was why she could not leave the tower. As she grew up many times, Rapunzel said to the witch, "There is nothing here for me to do. Why must I stay in this tower all the time? Is she a teenager now? And the witch shouted back, I already told you many times. The world is a very bad place. Now go comb your hair and be quiet. But is it really so bad out there? Sometimes I can hear the people laughing down below, Rapunzel would say sometimes. At such times the witch would yell, How many times do I have to repeat myself? Do not listen to anything you see or hear out there. The world is much worse than you think. You will stay in this tower forever, Rapunzel. So get used to it. On her 12th birthday, Rapunzel said to the witch, I do not care what you say anymore. I am so tired of staying here alone all the time. When you are gone, I will chip away at this door. I will make a hole. I will run down the stairs and outside no matter what you say. Think again, said the witch. With her power, she made all the stairs in the tower fall down. Wow, that's a little dramatic. How's she? Oh, right. Sorry. She made the door close up. Now, there's no way for Rapunzel to escape. I would say that's a little dramatic, but what else can you do, I guess? Chapter 3. A Singing Voice. By then, Rapunzel's hair had grown very, very long. Once the stairs were gone, when it was time for the witch to come visit in the tower, she would call from outside, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Rapunzel would throw her long blonde braid out the window. The witch would climb up and hold onto her hair like a rope. And that is how the witch climbed up the tower. I would say that's some cardio work on that witch. She's stronger than she looks. 5 more long years went by. Poor Rapunzel, she knew she must stay in the room. All she could do is sing in sad songs out the window. Sometimes birds at the treetops would join her in the songs. Then she would feel a bit better. How about you? You have a little company. It's getting a little better too? That's good. But don't be thinking I'm some witch or anything, okay? Right, sorry, I'll continue. Let's see here, where was I? Right, the singing of the songs of the birds and yes. One day, a prince was riding through the woods. He heard a beautiful singing voice. Where was it coming from? He rode closer and closer to the sound. At last, he came to the tower. This is odd, he said, looking around the tower wall. There is no door at the bottom, yet someone is singing on the very top. How does anyone get in and out of there? Each day the prince came back to the tower. Curiosity can kill the cat. There was something about that voice that pulled him back. Who was that young woman singing at the top? Could he ever meet her? One day, when the prince rode up, he saw an odd woman standing below the tower. He jumped behind a tree to hide. It was a witch. He heard her call out, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. A long blonde braid was thrown out from the window on the very top. The old woman grabbed onto the braid, and she climbed the wall to the window at the very top of the tower. Ha ha, said the prince, so that is how it is done. After a bit, he waited. The braid was thrown from the window again. The witch climbed down the tower wall. Then she left. The prince waited. He stepped up to the tower. In a voice that sounded as much like the witch as he could, he called out, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. In a moment, the same long braid came down from the window. It worked, he thought. He climbed up the wall of the tower. You can be sure that Rapunzel was very surprised to see that Prince climbed onto the window. She had never seen a person up close before, other than the witch, of course, and never a man. "Who are you?" she said in fear. "Do not worry," said the prince. "I am a friend." "But I do not know you," said Rapunzel. "I feel as if I know you," said the prince, "since I have heard you sing songs from up here day after day. You have a beautiful voice, and I love it when the birds sing with you too." "Yes, I like it too," said Rapunzel. "It may be the only thing I like, since I must stay here in the same old tower day after day my whole life." Rapunzel told the prince about the witch. She told him that since the world was such a very bad place, she must always stay in this tower room. "But the world is not as bad as she says," says the prince. He told Rapunzel about flowers and festivals and games and gardens. He told her about puppies and puddles, strawberries and secrets. Many hours went by. At last, Rapunzel said he must go. The witch may come back at any time. "Very well," the prince said, "but I will be back tomorrow." Rapunzel threw her braid out the window, and the prince climbed down. The next day, the prince climbed back up on the Rapunzel's room. He said, "I have a surprise for you." He had brought strawberries for her. As she tasted the strawberries, Rapunzel thought, "Now I know that what I was told is not true. The world can be a very fine place. I must be out of this tower as soon as I can. But how?" Chapter 4. Plan to escape. Now, doesn't that sound exciting? One day, the prince said, "If only you can get out of this tower, I can come and go by climbing up the walls, by holding on to your braid. But once I'm down, how can you get down too? How about a rope?" Alright, sorry. I can't help is to be a little sassy about it. "I know," the Rapunzel said. "Bring me a ball of silk. Each time you come, I can weave the silk into a ladder. Silk folds up so small, and the witch won't see it. When the ladder gets long enough to reach the ground, we will both be able to climb out of here." "That's it," said the prince. Then he moved closer to Rapunzel. "We will both be free. When we are out into the world, will you marry me?" "Yes," Rapunzel said. "I will." Every day after that, the prince brought a ball of silk to Rapunzel. Over time, she weaved a silk into a ladder. On Rapunzel's 18th birthday, the witch spoke to her in a sharp voice. "Before you open your mouth this time," said the witch, "know this. I am sick and tired of hearing you talk about how alone you are in this tower all the time. It isn't going to change, Rapunzel, forever." "Who says I'm alone in that room all the time?" said Rapunzel. "What? Who has been up here with you?" "No one," said Rapunzel at once in fear. "I mean, no one but you." The witch did not believe her. She started to look everywhere in the room for something to prove that someone else has been there. As soon as she found the ladder, she held it high in the air. She yelled, "What is the meaning of this?" "My friend, the prince, brought me the silk," Rapunzel said. "You will never see this prince again," yelled the witch. She took out a knife, snapped, and Rapunzel's lovely braid was cut off. Holding the braid in one hand, The witch laughed in an evil laugh. With a stroke of her magic, Rapunzel cast away in the faraway desert. Then the witch stayed in the tower room. She knew that soon the prince would come back. Chapter 5. Looks like this is getting a little maniacal. The last climb. The witch did not have to wait long. Soon the prince calling at the bottom of the tower in a voice that was supposed to sound like her own. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." So, that is how he did it, thought the witch, holding tightly onto one end of Rapunzel's braid. She threw the braid out the window. The prince took hold and climbed up. When he got to the window, he was very surprised to see the witch. "Where is Rapunzel?" he called out. "What have you done with her?" "You will never see Rapunzel again," yelled the witch. The witch pushed the prince so hard that he lost a hold of the window. Down, down he fell. The prince landed on some bushes below. That helped with the fall, but the bushes had sharp thorns. Some of the thorns went into his eyes. The prince was blind. I know it's a fairy tale story. I'm sure it'll get better, don't worry. It's a fairy tale for kids, so of course it will get better. Alright, Chapter 6. The Desert. For 2 years, the poor blind prince wandered the world, looking for Rapunzel. From morning to night he called for her, but it was no use. At last, he reached a desert. One day, he heard a beautiful singing voice. "Oh," he thought, "I know that voice. It has got to be my dear Rapunzel." He went closer and closer to the voice he knew so well. "My prince," called Rapunzel. When she saw him, the two of them hugged tight. 2 tears of joy fell from the eyes of the prince. All at once he could see again. And what happened next? Well, I'm sure you can guess. The prince and Rapunzel went back to the kingdom where the prince lived. They were married as soon as they could. The prince had become king of the land and Rapunzel became queen. The two of them lived happily ever after. The end. Well, that was interesting now, wasn't it? See, that wasn't so bad, was it? You look like you enjoyed it. Not so much at the start, but I think you warmed up to it. Don't think I can't see that smile. Look at you. You're all comfy and happy. I'm sure the cuddling helped a lot too. Am I wrong? Because I don't think I am. Well, if you thought that was nice, maybe we can organize something after the trip. Something involving us meeting up every few days, weeks, whenever, and read a story together. We can get stories that fit the occasion. I guess it would be interesting if not all stories were read on paper. Maybe we can source some fitting literature. Like a ghost story or something else spooky. Or even a festive one, like Christmas or something. Whatever fits your mood. That's good. That's good. I'm glad you like the idea. And I think you will enjoy listening to me read, If today is any indication, anyway. Oh. Well, I guess that's my cue to get going. Before I go, please keep this in mind. You can always talk to me whenever you want, about anything, and at any time you need me, alright? All you have to do is ask, okay? Can I trust that you'll be okay for a few hours while I sleep? I don't want to leave you alone if you're feeling, I'll just be here as long as you need me to be, okay? Alright, I guess I'll be going then. Get some good rest, okay? Alright, I guess I'll be going then. Get some good rest, okay? Tomorrow I want to do some fun stuff to try and brighten up your mood. That sounds good to you, right? I thought so. Good night. I'll see you in the morning. Wake me up if you need absolute anything, right? Okay, be safe.